All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to City Dogs and City Kitties monthly virtual cat adoption event. Whether you're Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Today we're gonna introduce you to seven incredible adoptable cats and kittens, and we hope that one of them may turn out to be your perfect match. This event is being live streamed on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you have any questions about any of the adoptable cats that you see today, please drop them in the chat and we will try to get them answered in real time. Supporting our efforts today is our fantastic volunteer, Kelly. And for anyone new here, my name is Prabha and I'm CDCK's virtual cat adoption event lead. CDCK is a DC-based rescue founded in 2011. We don't really have a physical shelter, so all of our adoptable dogs and cats live in foster homes. And we're going to meet some of these incredible fosters today. Thanks to this incredible network, we have saved over 14,000 pets so far. If you want to follow along after the live stream, you can find us on Instagram at CDCK Rescue, on YouTube at City Dogs Rescue City Kitties, and on Facebook at City Dogs and City Kitties Rescue. Our website is citydogsrescuedc.org, and that is the best place to donate or sponsor an animal's care, to volunteer, or to adopt any of the cats that you see today. All right, with that, let's get into the event. And a reminder, please try to drop your questions in the chat anytime, and we will try to get them answered live. So we're going to start our presentation off with Elizabeth, who is presenting a 1-year-old shy tabby named Chili, who I'm told enjoys the company of other cats. Now I'm just going to spotlight Chili for everyone to see. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Elizabeth. Since Chili can be shy when she first meets someone, what really helps her begin to feel safe?
So Chili is a little bit shy. She's being a little shy right now. I'm not quite sure why, because she and I were snuggling a little while ago, but she's being a little shy right now. She does love treats. So I'm just going to give her some treats and see if she's going to come and have some treats. Oh, there you go, Chili. I think she's a little bit, we're in my daughter's room right now, and we just got the carpet removed to get it clean. So she's maybe a little confused about why there's not a nice soft carpet for her to enjoy in this room. But Chili, she really enjoys pets. She may take a little time to warm up to you if she first comes into your home, but she does love pets. She really enjoys chasing small balls, and she also really enjoys cats. So, if you have a resident cat who is maybe getting a little bored or um, maybe lonely during the day or maybe needs a little bit of exercise, I think Chili would be a really great addition to your house because she warms up really quickly to other cats, even more so than humans. And she was very friendly with our resident cat, and now they are very good pals and enjoy chasing each other around and wrestling and grooming each other and all that.
Um, Thank you so much for giving us that really good lowdown on how to make Chili feel safe. Since some of our potential adopters may not have an additional cat in the household, do you think that might be it still might be possible for them to adopt someone like Chili? And if they do, and they give her pets and they give her um, you know, ball toys to play with, what kind of changes do you see once she starts to trust them?
Yeah, I definitely think Chili could be a good solo cat. I think she would enjoy being in a relatively quiet home with probably adults or older children. Um, she actually gets along great with our neighbors when our neighbors come over to visit or occasionally feed her. She's very friendly with them, and she's oops, here she comes. Hi, Chili. Coming to say hi. Oh, she's coming up on the bed. She's gonna snuggle a little bit on the bed. Chili, you ready to snuggle a little bit? You go. Now you want some pets. Um, so yeah, she can warm up pretty quickly to some people. She doesn't really like being picked up, so that's one thing I would try to avoid if she comes into your home. But once she starts to warm up, she really likes to get pets and play with balls. She sometimes like wand toys or streamer toys as well.
Thank you. Thank you for showing us that. And it's really cute to see that demonstration of her just almost like flopping for the pets. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Elizabeth,
she's getting
like
some
you
pets.
mentioned, she does really enjoy the company of other cats. What have you really observed about the way she interacts with them?
She always seems really excited to see our resident cat. You know, if our resident cat is napping in one room and then Chili is in a different room, and then our resident cat is kind of up and comes over. Chili's always very excited to come greet our resident cat and give him some sniffs and some licks, and some nice chirps. And they will just chase each other around and wrestle with each other a bit, and generally getting along. Sometimes one or the other gets a little too physical, which prompts a hiss, but then they generally are fine within a couple minutes and back at it again. Oh,
Is
hi, Chili.
oh, that's so cute. Once Chili gets comfortable with potentially another cat in the house, is she more of a leader or a follower? You know, if someone listening or watching has a cat of their own, what can they expect from Chili?
I think she'll probably follow the other cat's lead a bit, especially if she's new in the home. But she'll definitely initiate play as well, and kind of approach the other cat and um, try to get them to engage in play. A funny thing about Chili is that she really loves being petted on her back. So a lot of times she'll just sort of go up to the wall and face the wall, and that's a sign like she wants to be petted on her back. So even though she's facing away from me, I know she's looking for some pets.
That's so cute and definitely, good little tidbit of information for potential adopters to know that she's
Aw.
just kind of presenting her backside as a form of trust and willingness to get pets. Um, what kind of adopter and home environment would help Chili really thrive?
I think she generally likes a quieter environment. She doesn't love a lot of sort of loud noises. So I think she probably wouldn't do super well in a house that had several young kids that might be kind of running around or might try to reach her or grab her. But I think in a home with one or two adults, either a solo um, cat or resident cat situation.
I am so sorry, Elizabeth. I think you cut out there for a bit.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. So you were saying, a quiet home with older children and a resident cat potentially.
Yeah, I think either probably one or two adults or an older child that's not going to try to grab her or be too noisy would probably be best. And I think she would love a companion cat, but I also think she would be happy as a solo cat if she's getting a good amount of attention from the humans in the house.
Okay, wonderful. Is there anything that we haven't covered so far that you'd like to share about Chili?
Well, as you can see, she does enjoy the temptations treats. So while she doesn't love to be picked up, and I try to avoid picking her up to get her to relocate, I can usually get her just by shaking the bag of Temptations treats, and then she knows something good is coming, and she'll happily go to wherever the treats are.
That's really good. I guess, treats could be a great way to earn her trust and her friendship then. All right, so I've just checked all of the chats and the lives, and I don't see any questions for Chili. So thank you so much for introducing us to her, Elizabeth. If anyone who's been watching is interested in setting up a meet and greet with Chili, you can find her special profile at cdck.cc/chili, and chili is spelled Chili. Once again, that's cdck.cc/chili. And with that, we're going to move
Thank
on
you.
to, thank you so much, Elizabeth and Chili. We're going to move on to our next presenter. We're going to be joined by Brianna, who is presenting 11-month-old bonded sisters, Cindy and Naomi. I'm just going to spotlight them for us to see. Where are you? There you are. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Brianna. I understand that Cindy and Naomi, as a pair, they bring a balance of personalities. Do you think you could tell us a little more about how they differ from each other?
Yeah, thank you so much. They are quite similar, but some of their differences are that Cindy is a little bit more adventurous. So this is Cindy in her hammock. Hi, Cindy. She is a little bit more adventurous and curious. And sometimes her sister Naomi likes to follow her around a bit more. But they're both incredibly sweet. They love to get pets and cuddles and play with each other. And Naomi is a bigger fan of playing with me with the wand toys, where Cindy likes to watch. And sometimes Naomi can be a little bit more of an instigator, where she'll pounce on her sister first to wrestle.
Thank you. That's a really good that is a wonderful balance of personalities, just kind of like a fearless cat, but also one that's very into play. The other one's just gonna sit back and watch more. So I understand one of the two are chatty. Is it correct to assume that's Naomi?
Yeah, Naomi is a little bit chatty, so they both know that they get some wet food pretty much as soon as I wake up, and they're just finishing. I gave them a snack to entice them to come in here and hang out with me. But Naomi in the morning, she's ready for her wet food, so she'll peek around the corner from where I'm sleeping, and she'll give me some really sweet chirps. They're usually like not too loud, but we'll kind of talk to each other, and we'll go back and forth until I give her some wet food, but it's really sweet. And I haven't heard that from Cindy yet, but who knows? She might have it in her, but so far I've just heard it from Naomi.
Yeah, maybe like you said, she's Cindy's more observant. Maybe she's just waiting for her moment to see what languages you know. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you said that Naomi is kind of more of the instigator during playtime. What kind of toys bring out her best side or her silly side?
Yeah, she really loves, as you can see, she really loves these wand toys, and she loves chasing them and carrying them around. Sometimes I catch her playing with them when I'm not even playing with her back. She's playing with them by herself. But she really does love like mouse toys or kicker toys. Sometimes I see her and Cindy carrying around like this snake, and I'll come in. So they have free roam of the house, but this room is kind of like their home base, and it's funny when I come in every day and I see their toys in different places. And they do love any toy you can throw and they can go chase it, like these little mice toys over here. They really like those too.
Do they fetch it and bring it back, or do they just want to see where the toys go?
They haven't done that yet, but they do chase them, and then when they get to them, they'll kind of pick them up and toss them around, or they'll carry them in their mouth and bring them somewhere to play.
That is adorable. So let's learn a little more about Cindy. So you said that is more curious, but also kind of hangs back. Does that mean that she's cautious, or, does that mean that she takes a little time to warm up? And what can get her more comfortable around someone?
Yeah, I think she's a little bit more, she can be a little bit more brave than Naomi. It's interesting. They both have their highlights of when they're more brave. Like Naomi is a little bit more brave with her play, but Cindy will just go and explore the house before Naomi will. So Naomi will kind of follow and Cindy will take the lead. So they can be a little bit shy at first. So they were hiding under this dresser for about a day and a half when I first got them. So I was talking to them really sweet and giving them some of those liquid churu cat treats. And after like a day and a half, they came out. Cindy actually came out first, and Naomi followed maybe 10 minutes later for pets. So all it took was some liquid cat treats and they were coming out and hanging out with me.
I think churros and temptation treats are every cat's best friend. It's like the cheat code to cats' love. Um, well, okay. So what is it like with Cindy when she is more relaxed, and what about her adventurous side is really appealing to you? Do you have any fun stories that you can share about them?
Yeah, so when we're relaxing and hanging out together, Cindy can be really cute on the couch next to me, and she'll be flip-flopping and rolling on her back and her stomach and just rubbing all over me like she's in a ball. The girls are estimated to be about 11 months old, so they're still super playful and goofy. And they love my bed is pretty high up, so they love jumping on my bed and they chase each other around, which is really cute. So part of their adventures is like almost like playing tag with each other. They'll chase, they'll wrestle, and then they'll chase back, and they play really well. So I've never seen them, get mad at each other, anything like that. But then, when I come into the room with them or go to hang out with them, they'll like jump up on my bed and they'll give me some head rubs, maybe a couple little soft meows, and they'll expect some good scratches from me.
I love that. They really just sound like a fun set of sisters to hang out with.
Yeah.
Um, So I understand that Cindy and Naomi are a bonded pair, which means that they do have to be adopted together. What kind of home do you think would be the best forever home for Cindy and Naomi?
I think it would be a home where, they're patient, and let them come and, blossom on their own timeline, even though they did pretty quickly with me. But I think it would be a home that has a low to medium volume and energy. So maybe not a bunch of really small kids running around or chasing them or yelling, but they have been able to tolerate. I have two big dogs and sometimes they bark really loud, and they've been in the same room and they're okay. So they're getting used to, that dogs can be big and loud, so they're okay with that. So I would say the only home environment that probably wouldn't suit them best would be a home that's super loud, but they have shown to be really adaptable.
That's really promising to hear. I just checked all of our lives and I don't see any questions for Cindy and Naomi in the chat, but I'm just going to remind anyone watching that if you do have any questions about the cats that you see today, this is a great place to try to get them answered by the Fosters live. So we do encourage you putting questions out here. Um, but with that, we're almost ready to wrap up this presentation. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to share about Cindy and Naomi?
One thing I'll mention, other than being so sweet with each other and with me, is that one really cute thing they do that I need to get on video to post to their profile is they will walk in unison and they'll rub their heads together and keep walking together. So it's really sweet.
That's actually it's kind of funny too, because aren't Cindy and Naomi named after famous models?
They are. And of course they are, beautiful sisters, but that's obvious.
Yeah, no, it is definitely obvious, and the walking in unison kind of reminds us of kind of
A
like a
catwalk.
model walk. Yeah. Please do try to capture that. I would love to see that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Brianna, and thanks for helping us get to know Cindy and Naomi. Once again, to anyone who's watching, if you have any questions about them, please drop them in the chat. And if you're interested, if you feel like these little beautiful girls have stolen your heart and you want to set up a meet and greet just to see how the vibe would go, you can reach out on their special profiles at cdck.cc/Cindy. That's spelled Cindy, or cdck.cc/Naomi. That's Naomi. Once again, that's cdck.cc/Cindy or cdck.cc/Naomi. Thank you so much for your time once again, Brianna, Cindy, and Naomi. We're going to move on to our next presentation. We have next up Julie with 1-year-old Jacqueline, whose outgoing personality I've been told is bound to really make her the life of the party. I'm just gonna spotlight Jacqueline and Julie for everyone to see. Thank you
Hi.
so much for joining us.
Unfortunately, I should have done this on the phone, so it's a little easier to see her, but this is Miss Jacqueline.
Hi, hello. Well, thanks so much for introducing us to her. Julie, can you tell us what Jacqueline's very best trait is and really what makes her such a special companion?
Um, Jacqueline is so outgoing. She's a very, very friendly girl. She loves, loves, loves people. She basically only wants to be around people at all times. So it's nice to have this little buddy with you all the time.
Thank you for that. I love that. I love a social cat. Do you think you could tell us more about what she's like when she's meeting new people?
Yeah, she has no shyness whatsoever. She will come up and say hi, immediately come over for pets. She will give you her belly instantly, which is very sweet because I know not all cats are that way. But she is like happy to give you her belly and have you give her some chest rubs.
I love it when a cat actually shows their belly and it's not a trap. It's very
Yeah.
sweet. And
Yes,
she
with her
seems
it's not a
really
trap.
yeah, she seems really trusting and very social. Just tell us a little more. I saw you waving a wand toy around. Can you tell us a little more about playtime with Jacqueline? What toys or games does she love the most?
Yeah, she loves playtime. The one toy is absolutely her number one. The one she actually prefers, I'm afraid to do it because then she'll move immediately from the camera, but is any toy with like the little worms at the end. She's a very, very good jumper and chaser, so she will go dashing around the room for it, and then also leaping high in the air. It's quite impressive. Okay, now she's on the move so we can see it in action. But yeah, she loves these kind of toys. As you can see, it's been destroyed a little bit, but she does not eat them, which is very helpful. But yeah, those are her favorite. And also recently, which has been fun, I've had those little crinkle balls, and she was not a fetcher when I first got her, but she started to like if you throw them, she'll chase them around for a bit and then come and fetch them and bring them back to you.
That's really, really sweet. Again, just going back to her social skills, does she do well in large groups? If you have a lot of friends over, is she still fine then, or is there like a limit to how much she'll tolerate in terms of social
She
interaction?
does. Oh, sorry. Yeah, she does very well. I would say we had a World Cup party recently, and I think she was a little bit in awe of the amount of people at first, but she was very soon coming over and like meeting everybody, coming by for pets. Um, she had a bunch of people falling in love with her at that party, that I was trying to see if they wanted to adopt her, but not yet. But yeah, she seems totally fine with large groups of people.
That's really great to know. And I also understand that she's very smart, trainable, and food motivated. Do you think you could tell us, something that she's learned or surprised you by figuring out?
Hmm. Um, I think on the trainable aspect, I was impressed that she started fetching with me with that crinkle toy. I haven't delved into like training her with treats, but I do think she would work pretty well with that and would do a good job. Uh, but yeah, she is extremely food motivated. She like loves her dinner time with and breakfast with her wet food, and then whenever the feeder spits out her kibble, her dry food, and then any treats too, she's happy, more than happy to accept.
That is great. Thank you so much. I'm just going through the lives and looking to see if there are any questions, and I don't see any questions for her in the chat. So I'm just gonna try to wrap this up by asking, is there anything, apologies. What kind of adopter household would be
Right.
the best match for Jacqueline's social lifestyle? And is there anything else that we haven't covered that you would like to share?
Yeah, I think she would do really well. I haven't tested her with other cats because we don't have a resident cat. I do think she would do well with them because she is so friendly. I think she would really enjoy having a play pal because she is I'd say she's on the active side. So I think any resident cats would be great for her or any pairs that she would be adopted with. Um, I think she would do well with like a family with kids. I haven't seen her like she's not an aggressive cat as far as I've seen, so I think she would do well with like kids of any type that I think she would love the energy. Um, this is all hypothetical because I have not seen her with kids, but with all of my friends and family, she's been very friendly.
That's really great. Honestly, she sounds like the complete package. And I do see a comment in one of the lives. There's Rachel Willis who's put a bunch of hearts. So I think Jacqueline's definitely bound to steal everyone's heart soon. And we really appreciate you for showing us what a fun energy she can bring to a household. And once again, to those watching, if you feel like this little tuxedo girl might just be kind of like the best friend that you've been looking for, you should hurry up and schedule a meet and greet through her special profile. I'm just gonna say it for you. It's cdck.cc/Jacqueline, and Jacqueline is spelled Jacqueline. Once again, that's cdck.cc/Jacqueline. Thank you so much, Julie and Jacqueline, for your time. We're going to move on to our next guest, who is Sarah. And Sarah's been fostering a sweet, affectionate Barnaby, who is a 7-year-old short hair with absolutely zero concept of personal space. I'm just going to spotlight you for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah and Barnaby. I see he's snoozing right now. Let's start with this aspect of this zero concept of personal space. Do you think you could tell us what that means and what that looks like in everyday life?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having us. Yeah, he is the opposite of shy. I will say that he is the friendliest cat that we've fostered and that we've had. He loves people. He loves other cats. He loves to um, snuggle on top of people. He loves to be with people. He loves to be with other cats. He doesn't take cues very well to be left alone. He can be fairly persistent and insistent that his place that he wants to be is by your side or on your lap or with another cat. But he's he's just an incredibly affectionate, sweet cat.
I love that. Thank you. Just one second. I'm just making sure. Oh, perfect. Um, okay. Could you just tell us more about Barnaby's best quality? What makes him such a special companion to have?
Well, he is just the friendliest, nicest guy, and he's got a ton of personality. he he will sit and snuggle on your lap, whenever you want. He will sit right next to you if you're when you're working. um, he'll run to the door when you come home, to greet you. And he's just an incredibly friendly cat. He will, when you walk up to him, he'll lie down and flop over and roll over on his back, and loves to have his tummy rubbed. Um, so it's, he's got this great personality and a kind of a big personality, but it's always very friendly.
That's really lovely to hear. And I think that kind of like shows, how he shows affection when he wants to be close to someone. Is there something else that he does that's, very uniquely Barnaby, when he's asking for affection?
I think the kind of flop over and roll over on his back and ask for tummy rubs it's kind of it's more of a character trait that you think of with dogs. I haven't seen it with a lot of cats. And it's very much unique to him. Um, he also loves toys, so he'll love cat toys and balls and wand toys. And he'll, pick up toy mice, and carry them around the house and drop them and throw them down the stairs and go chase after them. So he definitely does cat behavior as well. Um, but it's
Uh,
just it's really his, I'm here, and I want to be with you statement that he makes, which makes him very uniquely Barnaby.
I really, really love that. And I think you covered my next question about, what type of toys he likes to play with. Um, from what you're telling me, it seems like he's good at independent play. Does he also like to engage in play with his humans?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he will. Uh, yeah, I mean, you can throw a ball and he'll chase it. He loves to play with the wands. Uh, he's yeah, I don't know. He's just kind of he'll definitely, you definitely know where he is at all times, and he would love to be played with, 24 hours a day, I will say. But he's not. Let me sort of the one thing I'll say, he doesn't. He will curl up and snuggle, and can be quiet. It's not like he's going to constantly be interrupting you or waking you up. He will, but he does like to be near you.
I love that. And was that him doing the elevator butt right now?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
I love that. He just sounds like such a fun, cuddly guy. I would have loved to adopt him, but I'm not in DC, unfortunately, and I can't adopt every cat that I'm presenting, so we're gonna have
Yeah,
to find someone else for you, Barnaby. Um,
I think I'm
I
finding a nice form.
I don't see any questions for Barnaby in the chat. I'm just checking to make sure I haven't missed anything. But, if anyone has any questions for Barnaby's foster, this is a good place to put that out there. Um, I'm gonna wrap this up by understanding, what kind of home do you think would be the best fit for Barnaby? And if there's anything that we haven't covered already that you'd like to share, this would be a good space to share it.
Yeah, I mean, he's again, he's not shy at all. I've seen him with, so, youngish kids, and he's very friendly. I think he would do well in a house where there's another cat to play with, or with people who are, home not all the time, but relatively often. I think he definitely likes kind of companionship. So um, noise doesn't seem to bother him. So I think he'd be great in a busy household, and probably even better in a busier household than a quiet one. Um,
Yeah, definitely more people to love on him, basically.
yeah,
I see him trying to play with the little worm.
yeah.
I guess it's about his playtime now. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for introducing us to Barnaby, Sarah. He really just seems like a cute little shadow. And
Yes.
if anyone who's been watching is interested in this little void who's been obsessed with playtime and cuddles and who would be obsessed with you if you adopted him, you should definitely reach out to set up a meet and greet. And his special profile is cdck.cc/Barnaby. That's spelt Barnaby. Once again, that's cdck.cc/Barnaby. Thank you so much once again for your time, Sarah and Barnaby. We're going to move on to our next presenter, who is Robert. And Robert's going to be introducing us to 2-year-old Marina, who I'm told has a lot of kitten energy and also does a lot of flops. And she seems to also like to play a fun little game that you would normally associate with dogs. So I'm just gonna spotlight you guys for us, and I believe it's Robert and Marin who are presenting. Marina.
That's right. Yeah, this is Marina. She's a
Hi.
2-year-old cat who really enjoys playing and being with humans and eating. And she enjoys when, like some other cats today, when you give her belly rubs. And when you wake up in the morning, she will come over to you, say hello, and then flop down on the ground and ask for belly rubs. And gives full belly access and is not reflexively scratching, which is very sweet of her.
I love that. I honestly, I love to say this, but I love it when cats present their belly and it's not a trap.
Not a trap.
But Robert, do you think you could tell us what a typical day with Marina is like?
Yeah, it's a great question. After sort of morning food and morning play, I would say Marina loves to play. She really has kitten energy, and we probably do short little sessions, maybe 3 or 4 times in the day. But she can also keep herself occupied. She loves when you throw her balls of paper and she chases them down the stairs, which is very sweet. And she will also stare out the window, do a little cat TV in the afternoon, and she'll usually fall asleep on the windowsill. In general, she just enjoys being near humans. She really likes conversation. She really likes when the two of us in this house are in the same room so she can look at both of us and see what's going on and check if there are any treats or maybe any playtime is coming up. And in general, at night, she sleeps in her own little marina room that we're in right now, and she's quiet and is getting ready for a whole new day of play.
That is lovely. She sounds like just like the right combination of, an independent little lady and also just a very social girl who likes to hang out with her friends
Yeah.
at different times of the day. Um, I understand and correct me if I'm wrong. Is it true that Marina also enjoys playing fetch like some of the other cats that we've seen here? And
Marina does play fetch. Well, she will at least do the first part of fetching, which is very sweet. She will definitely run after anything you throw, and she will. There she goes. And if she thinks maybe there's going to be a treat, she will absolutely run after it, which is a lot of fun and gets her a little bit of exercise. Um, and yeah, we are currently working on getting her to bring back the post-its that I throw at her. Yeah.
I love that. And I hope you have some success with getting her to bring the toys that you toss for her. Um, what is there anything interesting about that you've noticed about how she likes to play or what kind of toys really help her get that kitten energy out?
Yeah. Marina will play with anything so far. That's our main observation. She really likes her feather toys. She likes her mouse toys. She likes her little worm with the bell on it. But I have found the most success getting her to play with a little piece of paracord rope for camping. She just really enjoys anything she can get her claws and teeth on. Anything that you can sort of wrestle uh, with her with is a great toy. So yeah, it can be anything from rubber bands to cords. Anything you have lying around that will sort of wiggle on the floor is definitely a target for Marina.
I see that this entire time she's just been zeroed in on is that a churro treat or a
It
temptation?
is.
Yeah.
It is
I like how she's
unbeatable.
just been just locked in on that true retreat.
Yeah.
Do you think you could tell us more about I understand that she's not a lap cat per se, but she does do something else that is interesting. Could you tell
That
us
is
more about
true.
that?
Even, I promise, even when the churro is not here, Marina likes to cuddle up next to us when we're hanging out on the TV, kind of a little bit like this, and she will place one or two paws on our thighs just to make sure that we're there and say hello and let us know that she's here and wants to be close but not too close.
I like that. She's got like a she's got a healthy sense of boundaries in that sense, I
Exactly.
think.
Um,
It's
and
very
she
cute.
and she will sometimes sit next to your laptop. She's not a big lap cat, but she does just kind of want to be near you and see what you're doing.
Oh, whoops, sorry, I muted myself. Does Marina do anything specifically to use her voice or to connect with people during her daily routine?
Yeah, Marina is yeah, she just kind of likes to observe on the floor. She likes to see what you're doing. Sometimes she'll chirp if she thinks maybe there's going to be food or you're about to do something fun, or if she hears the bells of her toys. But in general, she just likes observing. We've noticed that she really enjoys being around other humans. She's very quick to greet people at the door. She wants to know what's going outside in the world, and she's really excited when new people come into the house.
That is great. Robert, could you tell us more about what her ideal forever home looks like?
Yeah, I think her ideal forever home is somewhere where there's sort of a lot going on and there's sort of a lot of energy and activity to take in. We haven't specifically tested this yet because we also don't have a resident cat, but I think that she would enjoy being with a cat, someone she can get a little bit of like energy and cat communication out with. Sometimes I'll catch her staring in the mirror and she's not growling or scared. She just kind of tilts her head and looks. So I think that means maybe she'd be interested in another cat. And while she doesn't love being picked up, she's really good and responsible with her teeth and her claws and is okay, being redirected into another room or something like that. So I think she could do well with, young kids and up.
Again, like I think we're just seeing a lot of wonderful cats who kind of are the complete package for households today. Is there anything that we haven't covered about Marina yet that you would like to share?
Just have a quick little anecdote. We were barbecuing outside on our porch, and there's a window that looks out there. And the whole time we were out there making food, Marina looked straight out at us and wanted to be part of the conversation. We opened the window a little bit so she could partake. She sort of put her head down and was listening the whole time. So I think she just really wants to be with other humans, other pets, and have a really great time in her forever home with a lot going on. Uh,
That is awesome. She's such a social cat. I love it, and she really does have very beautiful markings. She's a calico, right?
She is a dilute calico, yes. She's very beautiful. She's also very small. I think she's looking for someone to fill her up a little bit, and she has beautiful pale green eyes.
Yeah, I see that. They're gorgeous. Well, if anyone who's watching is interested, um, if you're drawn to this fun, playful personality, you should definitely set up a meet and greet through her special profile, which is cdck.cc/Marina. Once again, that's cdck.cc/Marina. And I'm just saying this because I haven't seen any questions for her in the chat. So we're gonna wrap up her presentation here. Thank you so much for giving us your time, Robert and Marina, and Marin, if I got her name right. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna move on to our final presenter for today, who is Corey, and Corey is introducing us to 2-year-old Jinx, who I've been told is described as a very active, curious, and cuddly tuxedo girl. I'm just gonna spotlight you for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, Corey and Jinx. And I see Jinx is fast asleep. Oh,
Oh,
she's waking up. She's
yes.
like, you called?
She's like, it's my time to shine.
Oh. Thank you so much for joining us, Corey. I understand that you've ranked Jinx kind of a 5 out of 5 for energy. Do you think you could sh tell us, what that energy looks like in everyday life?
Yes, it's a little deceiving that Jinx was fully asleep when you guys first met her because she is probably the most playful cat I've ever fostered or had in the house. She loves playing with toys constantly, whether we play with her or she's playing by herself. And also she really loves like the laser pointer, and she will just zoom across the house when we move that to and fro, and she sprints and is very fast. She's a little clumsy, which is really funny. And definitely doesn't have the cat grace, but has the cat playfulness and energy. And I think we can probably get her on the ground to play some of our toys.
There is nothing cuter than a clumsy cat, I will say. It's just the funniest because you expect them to be balanced at all times, but they're so cute. Do you have any fun stories about her clumsiness?
She loves to also chase her own tail. And so sometimes she will jump in the air, chase her own tail, sort of looks like she's dancing, and then she will fall off the bed.
That is so cute. And that's such a dog,
Yeah.
like that's such a dog trait that at least it's something that we associate with dogs, chasing your own tail.
Yeah, she is honestly kind of dog-like, I would say. She's very loving. She loves being pet. She doesn't mind being picked up or held and will sort of just like flop in your arms. Um, she sleeps with us every night. She's not scared of new people at all. So my sister came to visit and spend the night maybe like 2 weeks ago, and there was no adjustment period. And Jinx immediately slept with her and just like played in her suitcase. So she's not shy in the slightest. Was maybe shy for 10 to 15 minutes when we first brought her home, but was playing with us pretty shortly after.
I like how she was pretending to be shy and cautious and then just gave up on that whole idea.
Yeah.
Um, I believe I understand that you said that, Jinx enjoys puzzles or learning tricks or, just has an affinity for games that might engage her mentally. Well, what have you really seen that shows how clever or trainable she is?
So I think she knows how to open doors, because, or like knows the concept of doors. So like she'll reach up if she like wants to move outside of her room. She'll like jump up and like bang the um, doorknob. So like she knows that's how doors open, which is pretty clever, honestly. She also just loves like when she eats her food, she likes taking it out of her bowl and like playing with her food. So I think she would also really enjoy like any like puzzle feeding type games. We don't have one in the house, but I feel like she would love it. Um, what else shows that she's like smart? She definitely feels like a smart cat.
No, she sounds too smart for her own good, honestly. I feel like the more you train her, she might do something very, very fascinating.
Yeah, like
It's
write
kind
a
of like,
novel or something.
yeah. She might be opening doors for everyone eventually.
There she loves her little tail.
Oh. Um, I see how affectionate she is. Is there anything interesting or unique about Jinx that shows, how she shows her affection or shares her affection with others?
She loves to, yeah, she just started making biscuits last night. That was one new thing that we saw. So, like, before settling down to sleep, she made biscuits next to us and then curled up. She sleeps between our legs. I feel like she loves curling up and like physically touching you whenever she rests, which is really nice. She's not very vocal, but she does sort of constantly sound like a dove that's cooing. So like her little sounds are just like her purr. I don't know if I can get that. She's kind of doing it right now, but she kind of coos like a little bird or a dove constantly. Um, and then when we feed her wet food, she does one little cute meow to be like, I'm ready.
That is so cute, and that's honestly, she's just flopping to present how cute she is to the world,
Yeah,
and I think that's adorable.
she loves her burrito.
Oh, is that her favorite toy?
I think so. Um, and she sometimes just carries it around with her and we'll find it in funny little places.
Oh my God, I love a cat with an emotional support burrito. I love that.
Yeah. She
Um, this is all great to see. Do you think you could just tell us what kind of home or adopter would be best for Jinx's energy, her curiosity, and her affection?
Yeah, I think someone who would enjoy playing with her a lot. I do think she'd be good with kids. Um, she she loves attention, but also I feel like she's not necessarily begging for our attention. So I don't think that's like an absolute, but she does love to play. Um, and doesn't seem to be scared of like loud noises or people or anything. So I think she would do well in probably a variety of houses, but definitely I think the biggest thing would be um, anyone who like loves an energetic kitty.
I love that, and I saw that elevator butt go up, which is very,
Yeah.
very cute. I don't see any questions for Jinx in the chat, but I do have to say I absolutely love the markings on her face. It's kind of like she's wearing a mask.
I know, she's so cute. And she has like a little, like just like three white hairs on her nose that just sort of looks like a little accidental paint mark.
Oh, she's seriously like it's very, very interesting, cute markings. Oh, adorable. She's so adorable. Is there anything that we haven't covered yet that you would like to share about Jinx before we wrap this up?
Amazing. I think we got everything.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Corey, Jinx, and Corey's friend.
Evan.
Hi, Evan. Thank you so much, all three of you, for helping us learn more about Jinx. And I know that there were no questions in the chat for her, but if any of you guys watching are, looking for a clever, active, cuddly companion who you could possibly train to do interesting tricks and open doors, I think you should really arrange a meet and greet with Jinx. And her special profile is cdck.cc/Jinx, and Jinx is spelled Jinx. Once again, that's cdck.cc/Jinx. And with that, we're wrapping up today. Thank you so much to all of our fosters for taking out the time to introduce us to these wonderful cats, and to Kelly for helping support the live stream. We really, really appreciate what you do. And thank you for everyone who joined us, and I know there weren't any questions in chat, but just watching these videos, and sharing, spreading the word is really helpful, to get these cats adopted. If one of the cats that you met today caught your eye, please visit citydogsrescuedc.org to learn more about them. And that's also where you can submit an adoption application. This is also the best place to support our work. You can go on our website to donate, sponsor an animal's care, to volunteer, foster, or share any of the adoptable animals that you see or you think would be a great fit for your friends and family. Thank you once again for joining us, everyone, and we hope that one of the cats that you met today might soon become a part of your family. With that, have a lovely rest of your Sunday, and bye-bye.